Welcome back to episode 3 of Off the Charts with me, Arshad, and our co-host Jay. It's the third week of Jan. We're 2 weeks down, and time's flying as expected.
Yeah, it's actually the second weekend of Jan. Third weekend of Jan, but second week of Jan, trading wise.
Yeah,
The first day was on a Friday, which is so bad.
it's not ideal to start the new year on a Friday.
Yeah. The market is also trying to find its way. I feel like market has been, if you look at the chart of S&P 500 futures, we have been stuck in between a range for the past 2 months, except a few days of breakdown and breakout above the range. But we have just been trading in a range. Market is waiting for something. We had that Trump thing, Trump
tariff ruling.
Yeah, that ruling was there, but eventually nothing happened.
No, it got postponed again, right? I think the second or third time it got postponed. So I'm not sure what the market is waiting for to release that news. I mean, there's a lot of things we don't know or understand. So it's a bit of a tricky situation in the market, and has been that way for, I think, the better part of 2-3 months now almost.
Yeah. So how was the week overall?
Tough. To discuss tough weeks as a trader is never fun.
Yeah.
More so doing that in public. I think you've been doing this for like 3, 4, 5 years now almost.
Yeah, and that's why I sympathize with people who are like posting online. We can talk about that as well, that I post online. Sometimes after red days, people are like, you don't post your red days. I mean, I do. I don't post all my reds. I don't post all my greens, as I have been posting on social media for the past 7 years. And as a trader, it's like I haven't posted a green day. Like Tuesday to Friday, I was green. Then I only posted like Thursday, Friday. That too, I did not flash it on my Instagram. It's just about I created the YouTube video.
Yeah.
The unscripted video.
Yeah.
So I have been green, like say in the past 10 trading days, maybe 8 days, 7 days. I haven't posted every green.
Yeah.
But as an influencer, you feel like if you have a red day, you have to post about it.
Yeah.
And then when you don't post about it, you feel like a scammer.
Yeah.
And that happened with me for a very long time. Then you just have to make peace with the fact that you won't be posting all your green days. You won't be posting all your red days. So it's okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you are making money from trading, that is fine. And especially after big red days or big green days, yes, you feel like, okay, taking a back seat. And in my head, it's not like I'm trying to scam people. It's in my head, I'm always a trader first and influencer second. I had a meeting with one of the companies, like maybe affiliation partnership last week. You know about that. I told them the same thing. Like I won't be marketing anything that I don't use personally.
Yeah.
I'm currently affiliated with like Bookmap because I use it personally.
Yeah.
I was paying them personally.
Yeah.
And when they reached out, I'm like, yes. So now this other company, we can try it out. You can also try it out. And if it actually works out, then I'm going to be in like an affiliate. But I told them clearly, I'm a trader first, influencer second. For me, trading is very important. And if I don't do that, it's not sticking to my principles. So yeah, and this is like Saturday morning. It's actually 9:30 a.m.
Starting bright and early. Well, it's not very bright because Dubai's weather has been pretty cold and cloudy and gloomy as such.
So we can talk about that because I'm being so cold recently. But we just ended the day, like the trading for us ended Friday, 1 a.m. Saturday, 1 a.m.
Pretty much, yeah.
So the next day, for example, if we have a shitty week, then it's difficult to record the podcast on Saturday.
Yeah.
But we are trying to stick to it. So
I'm trying to be consistent more than anything. And I mean, I'm not as much of an influencer as you are. I don't think I'll ever be that posting my like trading days anyways. Nonetheless, it's hard to discuss because it's still fresh, right? I think when you have time to process it and like you have some time to process it for yourself, forget for other people and for like talking about it, you have to absorb it yourself as well first. It's a bit tough, but we're here and
thank you for that. Speaking about that, because Monday I had a loss. So I took a loss on Monday. Tuesday to Friday were green. Monday was a bigger loss than I would like, overall a green week. But if this podcast was being recorded on a Tuesday, I would have felt like shit.
Yeah.
But after 3 or 4 more days, I'm like, okay, life is good, everything is good. But the first few hours, the first maybe 24 hours, the time duration gets lower with experience because we are going to come back from it.
Yeah.
But at that moment, it's just like someone slapped you. You're going to feel bad for a while.
Yeah.
That's normal. And hats off to you that you're recording the podcast within 12 hours of a shitty week, whatever.
Yeah. Wait, let's talk about the week then. I think generally speaking, it's been like the same trend from the beginning of Jan as well. Continues. It's been hard to find the spot to focus on when it comes to finding good movers each day, because the sentiment is sort of shifting on a day-to-day basis, and I guess it's a bit.
And I think it's been like this since October last year. October, November, December. I don't know, like market is just waiting for something. We made an all-time high, I think, in October, November. Since then, market has made an all-time high.
Yeah, but like
not
10
with
points each
momentum.
time, or like 5 points on
Not
PS
with
each time.
momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not giving us clear. It's like, you know how they say a rising tide raises all ships or something like that. I forget the exact words, but we're not seeing that anymore because I guess sentiment is varying throughout sectors. So I feel like on a day-to-day basis, there's like maybe 2-3 good stocks in the mega cap sectors that tend to move, and if you don't get those, then the rest of the stocks are shit.
Yeah, yeah. For example, talking about his trading, I know a bit. So I personally, I don't like trading MU. MU, I have a list on my Notion, stupid stocks list. I'm actually going to post the list right here. You guys can see that. And MU is at the top of the list because I have taken a few big losses. I took a few big losses on MU in 2025. And MU is something that it's not an expensive stock if you look at the stock price, but the premiums are very spready. If you're on the right side of the trade, yes, you can make 100, 200%. But if you're on the wrong side of the trade, you can lose 40, 50%. And it's very difficult to size up. Like for me to size up on that stock is very difficult. And that is why I think I took like 1 or 2 big losses on MU. I entered off the open. It was a perfect setup satisfying all my playbook criteria to enter off the open. I took it, lost like 20K, 30K last year. And then I'm like, okay, it's not me. Like my playbook, my strategy is not suited for the personality of this stock. So I added that stock. I created a list, stupid stock list. I have like MU, Google, Amazon, all these stocks in that list. Overall, that I can't make money on these.
And this list is very personal. It depends trader to trader. Like there is a specific type of strategy or playbook that each trader is attuned to, and like the way I can generalize and say that we trade is more tape heavy, more tape dependent. And then there are there are setups and stocks that move more based on levels, and where you can trust a level, hold the position until that level holds essentially. But that's not completely in tune with how we trade typically, because we're more tape heavy. We play on momentum more than just like levels holding. So I feel like MU is one of those stocks that is more level dependent, and if it holds the level, then you can sort of hold the trade, and it tends to work out. I guess I don't have too much experience in MU.
So that's what I feel like. On Thursday and Friday, technical setups were almost the same. On Thursday, it was at all-time high near. Friday, again, all-time high. Friday, it worked out. Thursday, it faked out really hard.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
So MU is also on my stupid stock list. Again, very personal, but for me, it doesn't work out in my strategy. But MU is also on my stupid stock list, and I took I think I took the biggest loss of my year, which we spoke about on in the first podcast, on MU. And it's not just that you take a trade on a stock and that doesn't work out. It's also when you take a loss on a stock that you know you shouldn't be trading, you lose a lot of confidence going forward. So I was coming off a stretch in the first bit of January, where I was extremely consistent, extremely disciplined. All around, I was actually very proud of my trading to start the year. And then I slip up, and you trade a stock that, at least I traded a stock which I knew I shouldn't, because I told myself I would never trade it again after the big loss in 2025. And that catalyst, almost, it's like I took that loss, and then because I lost confidence, it also leads to triggers of tilt. So the first loss happened on MU on Thursday, then it caused a tilt, and then in the opportunity cost of taking MU instead of AMD, which also looked great on Thursday, by the way, which is something, it's not on my stupid stock list. On certain days, I love trading AMD.
Yeah.
And had I not been trading MU that day, I would have 90% caught AMD. So the opportunity cost of deviating from my discipline, from my rules, and focusing on something that I knew I shouldn't have, kills the confidence, kills the momentum, kills the flow. It also wiped out like a lot of my profits of the month. It's just an all in all lose-lose when you break your rules. So like trading, essentially, it comes down to you being your biggest enemy,
Yeah,
and your biggest support at the same time. So
yeah. So for me, MU, I did not trade that stock on Thursday because I just don't focus on MU. For me, it's at the top of the list, and he doesn't focus on it as well. But Friday, so we can talk about that, what happened. On Thursday, I did not focus on it because I just saw it briefly and I was like, it's stuck between S3 and R3 or maybe R4. It was in between the Camarilla ranges. I talked about that on my main channel. But then Friday, I wasn't watching it. I was not watching MU. That is yesterday, a few hours ago, 12 hours ago approximately. I I wasn't watching it. Someone in the Discord mentioned that MU actually looks good. People were watching it, watching that stock in the Discord group. I actually posted that it's a stupid stock list. Right before the market opened up, I actually opened MU. I'm like, okay, let me check the chart. It was above R6. And if you watch my Camarilla Pivots video, R6 is the overdrive zone. I'm like, okay, technically speaking, it's a good setup. It's above R6. I won't take it off the open, but let's see. I kept it on my watch. I'm like, okay, people are watching it. I'm going to watch it, even though it's in my stupid stock list. That's why I did not trade that stock off the open. Off the open, the premiums moved like 100 to 100%. A member of our group, of the Summit Academy in the group, she got like 100% move. She also has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it's like the premiums moved from $4 to like $8 or $9. And I missed out on that. The first initial push, I did not even feel FOMO, which is a good thing, because if I miss out on a trade on Tesla, I'm going to have FOMO. MU is like, I'm just watching it. I'm like, okay, it's in my stupid stock list. So that's another thing that it did not cause FOMO in me. And then it pulled back. I took like small position, 15 contracts. I was like, if you move, MU moved like 13 points within the first 2 or 3 minutes, which is the ATR of that stock, more than the ATR, I think. Then most often than not, when you see a move like this, the first pullback likely gets bought back up. In usual cases, because then you get like a double top and then the short sellers come into the picture. Usually, if you see like an insane move like this, ideally the first pullback gets bought back up for the high of the day. It might even break high of the day. But if it has moved the ATR for the day, or maybe, for example, MU moved like $20, then I wouldn't have taken it.
Yeah.
But the first pullback, more often than not, gets bought back up, and then you have to focus on the order flow. So near, I think, 330 or 360, I don't know where I entered. 360, 359, 350. So it dropped under 360. I took like 15 contracts. Same day expiry, because next week expiry on MU. As I was talking about, MU price is not very high, but the premiums are very spready. I don't know why. So next week expiry, I was like, I remember the ask was like about $10 and the bids were at 8.5. And why are the premiums so expensive?
$10?
Yeah.
Next week's?
Maybe it's the earnings of MU, or maybe
I have no idea. Damn, $10 is expensive. I did not expect that.
And the spreads were like 15%. So I was looking at like 365 or 370 calls next week, because it was at 360. It was like $10.
Damn.
And the spreads were like 15-20%. I'm like, I'm going to size down anyways on this. So I traded the same day expiry. So on Fridays, 99% of the cases, I go for next week expiry, unless I have a reason to not to trade the next week expiry, like white spreads, or maybe the stock has earnings next week. Maybe MU has. I don't know if MU has earnings or not next week. So I took like 15 contracts on the pullback. It dropped slightly more to like 358, I believe. I added 15 more contracts with a stop loss right under that. So my risk was like approximately $1,000. And I made like 3,500. I posted the raw trading video, the raw live video on my second channel, Jay Avtani Unscripted. But yeah, so I caught MU and I don't trade that stock. So I don't have FOMO. I took that trade, yes, off the open. If it was Tesla or AMD, I could have sized up to like 100 contracts or 50. That was a potential 30-40K trade. If you take 100 contracts off the open, that is like a few. And if you have cushion for the year, I can imagine taking like 200 contracts on that.
Yeah.
That is like an 80K trade.
Yeah.
But I don't have FOMO on it because it's in my stupid stocks list. But yeah, I caught a small move. But saying that, I think that was again a fuel for you, because like fuel to the fire, because Thursday you took MU, you took a loss. Friday it actually worked out. A lot of people in the Discord they caught, and you feel worse that okay, I did not watch MU that day.
I guess,
and I can totally relate with it. It has happened to me.
It's the drawback, and I'm sure everyone can relate to it, because at some point in time I'm sure as a trader you will be in this position where you're like, especially in my case, I was watching it on Thursday and then I made a mistake and I swore to myself after Thursday, I'm never trading the stock again. And to see that it moved pretty well on Friday and I didn't manage to catch it at all. And more than that, it's like the opportunity cost again. Like I killed my momentum, my confidence on Thursday itself. So even if I wanted to try it on Friday, I would feel like I'm betraying myself. And then you see everyone catching MU in the Discord, on social media, because I mean, trading is a social game at this point. Like there's n number of like social media traders. So to see that also, it sort of eats at you a bit more. It's mentally tough, but it is what it is, and it's the world we live in. And no matter what, you have to move on, you have to move forward, and it's you versus you at the end of the day.
Yeah. And that's why that is the mental cost of being a trader, because you just feel stupid. You can do everything right. I think his trade on Thursday was nice. Like on Friday also, it was the same setup, except Camarilla pivots. That was the only difference between Thursday and Friday. So I think the trade was valid on Thursday. Like my trade was valid last year. So it's a valid trade. It just did not work out. On
Yeah.
Friday, it worked out. But the thing about MU is that if it doesn't work out, your risk is a lot more.
Yeah.
It drops like 5-6 points. And if the premiums go like they drop 40-50%.
Yeah.
And you don't expect it to, especially when we size up, like we go aggressive. And I think that also stems from you being on a hot streak for the first, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Sticking to your rules. And then that is a mental cost of being a trader that you can't even afford to have, like, for example, any athlete, Ronaldo. I talk about that a lot. Like, okay, so for example, he did not perform his best on one game. Someone is not taking money from him. He's still getting paid at the end of the match, maybe even more.
Yeah.
Right. But for traders, you can do everything right. And then one day you mess up. That's the mental cost of being a trader, that you don't even have the leverage to mess up. And I think about that like a bridge, like a small bridge. If you have a small trading account, if you're a beginner trader, that bridge is wider. You can make a few mistakes, but you won't fall down. But as you gain more experience, with more size comes more responsibility. Like the Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
With more power comes more responsibility. As you increase your position sizing, that bridge gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And because that bridge gets smaller, you don't have the leverage to mess around because your sizing is big. So if you make one big mistake, you're going to fall down and you can blow up your account. And you can blow up your account as a beginner trader as well, but the bridge is wider because you're taking small size, and with more size comes more responsibility. And even though we are taking more size, for example, if you are a beginner trader with a $5,000 account, you're investing say $500 on one trade. Even with experienced traders, I don't keep $1 million in my account. We keep like 50, 100K, 200K. That's what you need with options. Basically, the position sizing you are taking. But then you are using that whole account.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
So your risk is also, if you look percentage-wise, it's a lot larger than it would seem, or
Yeah.
would be deemed acceptable.
Yeah.
Because you're risking probably like 10% of your account on a big trade.
Yeah, that's why that bridge, because the money you are keeping in your account, I'm actually using that whole account. So I'm using that whole money. If you're a beginner trader, if you have a 5K account, definitely don't use 5K account. Use like invest $500, $400 on one trade. Invest like 10% of your account on one trade, and then you can lose like 2-3% of your account if you're trading options. I'm talking about options. But as you get more experienced, yes, you are keeping 100K, but you're using that whole account. So that bridge is very small. And if you make a mistake, you can fall down. So always think about that. As a beginner trader, make as many mistakes as you can. Learn from those mistakes because the bridge is wider. And if you have an alternate source of income, you most likely won't fall down. But as an experienced trader, you have to be very careful with the stocks you trade, with the position sizing you take. Position sizing is going to be important. How you trade, where you exit, all the stocks you make most money on. For me, in the past 7 years, I have made the most amount of money on Tesla, followed by Nvidia, followed by Meta, Apple sometimes, and AMD is also a good stock. Last year, I was nicely up on AMD, but then it started chopping around. I lost everything.
Yeah.
So last year I was red on AMD, but I know that was my mistake, not AMD's mistake. And this last week AMD was on, like, I don't know, we talked about that. It's something.
Yeah.
From Monday to Thursday, Friday, every day, like freaking.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why that sudden surge of buying has come into AMD in specific. Might be related to the same memory sector that's also like squeezing higher.
Yeah.
Maybe AMD announced something that we're not aware of. I don't think they did, but
Monday, I think, was the exhaustion squeeze day. So I'm going to post a chart of AMD right here. This is around 16 minutes. So yeah, AMD, 4-5 red days in a row last week. This week capped down on Monday. So it's satisfying all our exhaustion squeezes criteria. And it opened near S6 or S4, something like that. Just straight rallied. And kept on rallying for like 4-5 days.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think more than just the 4-5 red days, it was also on a pretty bearish weekly trend for a while after hitting the all-time high. So I think sellers are tired of selling, and it's back in bull mode for AMD.
Yeah. Do you like anything for next week? Have you looked at the charts?
Tesla had a pretty weak close. We have a trend line on Tesla on the daily/weekly. So could be interesting for the downside. Monday is a holiday, a market holiday. So
yeah, I forgot about
I could use the extended weekend. But yeah, I think other than Tesla, I don't really see anything else.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure by Tuesday you will be back not to your confident self.
Yeah.
So it's very important to track your emotions as a trader. At the moment, your confidence might be a bit low, but your confidence is going to come back.
Yeah.
Intuition is going to stay low. Your intuition, that because you have taken maybe a few losses, your intuition is going to come. Intuition is only going to come with you taking a few green trades.
Yeah.
This
as
is
well as
something you
being
have to
disciplined, right?
yeah,
Like confidence will come back as with being disciplined, essentially.
Yeah.
Even if I don't make a lot of money, or if I don't recover all the losses, if I'm just disciplined and take consistent trades that I'm proud of, my confidence will come back. And it's not like we've not been through these cycles before. It happens pretty much to every trader. I don't think there's any trader who just makes money every day for forever.
Yeah,
But
I can talk about my loss. On Monday, I felt like shit. I was like, I talked to my wife as well. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I was going so nice for the year. Monday, one loss, and like, I don't know, I can't do this anymore. Even after doing it, like, you also feel like that.
it's a very good it's a very good, what's the word I'm looking for, connection to what I wanted to discuss next. It's just how, because as traders, your day is like, it revolves around your trading day, essentially, and you don't have too much going on outside of that. It's so important to sort of detach your personality and your persona from the trading day you just had, because it's like you have a good day and all of a sudden you're king of the world, and you have a bad day and all of a sudden you're a pauper. You're like, there's so much self-doubt. Can I do this? Am I just deluding myself into believing that this is a reality and I can actually do this? It's so important to separate who you are as a person from the trading day you had, because it can be very mentally taxing. And living an entire life, building an entire career where every day you're questioning who you are as a person and whether you're actually worthy of anything you have and everything you are, it can hit deep. So it's so important to like remind yourself on a day-to-day basis that you are more than your trading day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very difficult. And I have, for example, Monday, I took a big loss. I think we played squash on Wednesday or Thursday. My mood was still like, okay, like I wasn't feeling my best. Because it's again, you make a few stupid mistakes as an experienced trader. The bridge is smaller. You make one mistake, you are like, you feel like shit. Like, and even as an experienced trader, the losses hurt you more because you know better. Like, you have so much experience, and you fuck up on the same freaking shit.
Yeah.
And you have been making that mistake for the past freaking 5 years.
It's an ever learning journey. I feel like every now and then you are going to slip up. It's almost like a drug addict at some point. It's like, but you just have to pick yourself back up and remember and remind yourself that it's okay sometimes, but it's how you pick yourself back up and not go into that dead spiral of like doing the same thing over and over again. I think with time you tend to make those mistakes less and less.
Because in that moment, I feel like as any drug addict, you need that shot.
Yeah.
In that moment, like for example, if after a big red day, or maybe you took like a few big losses, you just want that one green day. You are like one green trade. If you are like tilting or whatever, you're down 10K for the day, you just want that one trade to bring you back to normal, feeling normal. That is like a drug
just to like eliminate the mistake you made, right? You're almost like you're hoping and believing in your gambling.
Yeah.
It's like you slipped up once on, so this is like, again, going back to my Thursday. I slipped up, made that mistake. I said I never would again. And then I was like in a death spiral that entire day where I think I took maybe 8-9 trades. Every single trade was red. And I was on a tilt, evidently. And it was like, I was looking for the answer in more drugs, so to speak. Like that's, I took my hits.
Your dopamine. Yeah, it's your dopamine. I talk about that on my YouTube channel. I have a video, Neuroscience of Trading. You took big losses, your dopamine came down. Similar to a drug addict looking for drugs. You just want that one green trade to bring you back. But just to feel normal. You can do that. It might work out.
It might, or it might not.
It works out a lot of times.
I don't know about that.
But then you're a drug addict then.
Yeah.
So then you have a habit. For example, you tilted, you took like 8 trades. The next time you're going to take like 15 trades, then 20 trades. Similar to a drug addict, same freaking thing. One time, if it works out, fortunately, like I feel like for me as well, in that moment on Monday, I would have given everything up to just be
green, just to be break even.
But it's good that we did not turn green.
Yeah.
And it's good that you did not turn out to be green on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because then that's a bad habit.
Yeah.
So now next time you are like, okay, trading MU, I have to be I have to think about trading MU. If I trade MU, everything needs to satisfy my criteria. And even then I'm going to size down.
Yeah.
Right. Say, for example, you turned out to be green on Thursday. You will repeat the same mistake again.
Probably.
It's similar to a drug addict, right? Okay, took the shot, dopamine is going down, take the shot again, dopamine, that is a short-term fix.
Yeah.
But then dopamine is going to come back to normal if you just give it time. It's either you can take a shot, and that's what therapy, whatever, like the recovery, what do you call it? Where drug addicts go to recover?
Rehab.
Rehab, yeah. So that's why you go to rehab. It's just time away from the addiction.
And it's the very same thing with trading. I feel like taking time off after a big red day is so underrated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At the moment, it's so fresh for you.
Yeah.
Between 12 hours, 10 hours, whatever.
And ideally, I probably should have not taken any trades on Friday or not watched the market at all on Friday.
Yeah.
But I'm addicted.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for the Monday being a holiday because I know I need the time off, and more times than not, just a little bit of time to reset your dopamine levels will allow you to sort of move forward than harping on a loss.
Yeah, and same thing, like for example, Monday, I'm pretty sure on Tuesday you're gonna feel 50 times better than you're feeling at the moment. It won't still be at the Wednesday's level because your confidence is still gonna be low, your intuition is still gonna be low, but your emotions are gonna give, like your dopamine is gonna be somewhere near baseline, not like above the baseline definitely, because on Wednesday your dopamine was above the baseline, you were feeling good about your trading. But then when it's like baseline, then because if it's under the baseline, you just want it to come back to baseline.
Yeah.
And you're going to do anything and everything. And the best thing that can happen is holiday or 3 days off. We have Monday, the market is closed. So that's the best thing that could happen to you. And for me, it was just like small winners. On Tuesday, I was green. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was like small green, small green, small green, small greens, eventually ended the week green. But yeah, that is what happens with trading. You have to think about your emotions, manage your emotions well. And that is how you move forward. So we're back after a short break, but you guys won't see the break because of my editing skills and AI. So it's actually so cold in Dubai recently. It's like I feel cold. It's like 18 degrees, but I feel so cold because I feel like this is the first time I'm at such a low body fat percentage in the past like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, and fat gives you warmth essentially.
Fat
like
and food, eating a lot of food. I'm not eating a lot of food. I'm like at my lowest body fat. I was like I have lost 15 kgs, 14 kgs of fat. So that protects you, keeps you.
It does.
It feels so cold all the time.
I mean, I wouldn't just say it's you. I feel like Dubai is also going through the stretch where it's like the coldest period ever. So it's sort of understandable. I also feel cold, although I'm not as low body fat as you probably.
So as a trader, it's so important to have things that you do outside of trading as well. For example, you focus on your health, which you should do anyways, even if it's trading or 9 to 5, you should focus on your health and have a good lifestyle. For me, people ask me, why do you do social media? Because I want a goal separate from trading as well. So it's not only that I do social media apart from trading. We are working on something else. We're going to talk about that next. But it's just like having different goals apart from trading, because trading, sometimes you can take the best setup in the world, it won't work out, you will feel like shit, but the next morning when you wake up and you have something else to work towards, it's going to just keep you grounded and keep you motivated to achieve like 2 or 3 goals. Trading can't be your whole life. It can't be the only goal. I want to be a 8-figure trader, 7-figure trader. It's going to happen. That is one of the goals.
Yeah.
But you can't rely and rotate and revolve your life around just the trading goal.
Because I feel like it's so important to sort of redefine your definition of progress and keep it sort of separate from your day-to-day income, especially with trading because it's so day-to-day. If you hyper focus on the fact that your progress being made day to day is defined by how much money you made that day, it can be very toxic for your mental health. So it's so important to have things outside of trading as well. Now, for most people, especially when you're starting off trading, it's tricky to manage too many things at once. So your main focus is still trading, but something that is not easy to do, but it's something that you can do without taking too much mental focus away, is health. So you can focus on health as a secondary aspect. So even on a day-to-day basis, let's say you have a bad trading day, at least you still have something else you can be proud of that you're consistent with, that you're building on: health, working out, keeping your fitness levels in check, making sure you're sleeping enough, making sure you're eating well, making sure you're exercising. All these things also, I know it's said a lot, but we tend to like not absorb it as individuals who are living with feelings and understanding the fact that it does make you feel better even when you have a bad day, to remind yourself, to remember that, you know what, I had a bad day, but at least I worked out today, at least I ate healthy today, at least I slept well today. Now for us, I think it's a bit more we're past that stage where it's just trading and health. I think for a large part of our lives as well, it was just trading and health. There was nothing else.
So that's what, like, as a beginner trader, because the first 5 years we started around the same time, we discussed about our trading journey in the first episode. You exchange your time for experience as a beginner trader. You're putting in a lot of time looking at the charts, looking at your journal, trying to improve every single day to gain the experience. And after years and years of experience, then you exchange your experience for money. So it's a two-way street, right? First, it's a three-way street. Time for experience, experience for money. And you're maybe not making a lot of money. And then once you get the experience, you're exchanging your experience for money, not your time. So at this point of time, I am not looking at my journal 12 hours a day, which I used to do as a trader. I'm looking at my journal. I'm journaling maybe on the weekends, maybe 2 hours every weekend, and every single day, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour maximum.
Yeah.
And some days when I feel like, okay, I only took one trade, it's easier for me. I don't even journal before trading, before the market opened up. I'm like, okay, this is what I did right. This is what I did wrong. Okay, I want to improve. So you get more efficient with the help of experience, and you don't need to spend a lot of time on trading, and you will still make money. So you just become more efficient with the experience you get.
So essentially, when the longer you trade, the more experience you have, you become more efficient, and that frees up a lot more time in your day, essentially.
And you know your mistakes. It's like
yeah,
you know your
you
mistakes,
almost know what you did wrong,
and you know how to fix them.
Yeah.
It's like you just, if for example, at first when I was making the mistakes, I have to go through, read a lot of trading psychology books. Daily Trading Coach is one of my favorites. I did that. I listened to that book, and recently this was a good thing for me to understand that I am a better listener. I understand more from listening than reading. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but I was just reflecting back on my childhood. And in my childhood, like people were like, why don't you just, I used to go home and just chill, because everything that used to be taught in the classroom itself, I remember those things. So I'm a better listener than reader. I understand more through listening. I started trading with the help of Audible. All the books I have listened and read, most of the books have been on Audible. If you ask me, I have a Kindle. I tried doing that. I'm just a very slow reader. And even if when I read, I don't understand a lot, then when I listen to the same book on Audible, I'm like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this in the book.
So that's crazy, actually, because it's the opposite for me. And I think this differs person to person. But when I listen to something, and I guess I lose focus pretty easily. So when I listen to something, I feel like I have to listen to it again if I really wanted to focus on it. Because if I listen to it and I'm not actually fully 100% there, it just goes in and then comes out the other ear. But when I read something, I absorb it a lot better. So I think it's the opposite for me, but I guess it differs person to person.
Yeah, so that's why as a beginner trader, every time I make a mistake, I'm going through a bad stretch in trading. I used to listen to the Daily Trading Coach book from Dr. Steenbarger. It's one of my favorite trading psychology books. And it helped me a lot. So if I'm going through a bad stretch, I'm making a few mistakes, I'm listening to that book again, trying to find how can I improve my trading. But now we have made most of the mistakes in trading, maybe except you have a multi 8 figures account and then you lose 7 figures on one trade.
That's tough.
But that is still going to be a mistake.
Yeah.
But we have made most of the mistakes. So not all of them, I would say, but most of the common mistakes, and we know the fixes.
That's exactly. So I guess going back to your original point, where it's like when you gain that experience, you don't take as much time understanding what went wrong, why did it go wrong, understanding your mental space, your emotional space. So even after like my loss on Thursday, it's like I almost instantly I know how to fix it and know what I did wrong. So even though
Stop trading MU.
that's the easy fix, right? Because I mean every trader has a niche, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Essentially, so I mean yeah. So going back to the point of just you don't as with experience, you don't need to spend as much time trying to harp on what you did wrong, because you most times will understand what you did wrong pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I remember after your Thursday loss on Friday, you were working on the other thing we are working on. So that's what I was talking about. If you have other goals, the next morning, if I don't have any other goals, yes, my dopamine is low. I'm going to feel like shit. I'm going to not do anything. I'm just going to lie on my bed. I might not even work out, and I'm just going to feel miserable and shit about myself.
And you still feel miserable and shit the next day. Don't get me wrong. I still felt miserable and shit, but at least I had something else to like, because I had other priorities. The huge priority in our life is building what we're building behind the scenes. So I have, and like I can deploy my negative energy positively and channel it in a way where I can still be productive. And at the same time, that also helps me distract myself from being in this insufferable position of spiraling out.
And I think Friday you had the best idea. So we are working. We can't talk a lot about that at the moment. It's going to be released this year, Q2 or Q3 this year. But he had the best idea that we were going about that. We are both co-founders. So it's going to be released. And soon. We can't talk a lot about that. If you're in the Discord group, I talked about that briefly, but I did not give away a lot of shit. But it's gonna be it's a software at the end of the day. That's the max we can tell you. But then he came up with the best idea, and it might solve a lot of our issues on Friday. And that was after your Thursday's loss.
Essentially. So if I just stuck in that negative spiral and I was not doing anything else with my time, just like watching Netflix and eating food and feeling shit about myself, I probably wouldn't have worked, and I wouldn't have, like, ideas, you don't plan ideas, they come to you. But they only come to you when you're in that environment where you're able to channel your thoughts well and able to work on things. So like I feel like having other things outside of trading again, where you're building something, where you're working on yourself, even if you don't see results. And this is true for, it's only trading where you see the results every day, but most things outside of trading, it's like it takes time to see results.
We have been putting in the work since last year, or like September
Yeah,
approximately.
it's been a while.
It's been like 5 months, and approximately 6 to 8 hours every day for you. And for me now,
At
the work
least,
is
at
increasing.
least 6 to 8 hours every single day.
And the work is going to keep on increasing from here. So that is so much, like approximately 5 months of work. And
Yeah.
say 150 days, maybe you went on vacation, say 100 days, round it off. That is 800 hours, 700 hours of work, which is insane. And that is why you need something apart from trading, for example, and that is also going to help you to not to trade. For example, that is because now I am also actively working on what we are working on. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, there was nothing in the market. I just got one trade and then I started working on that thing. That's why if you have different goals, you're not just constantly looking at the charts, trying to look for opportunities. I saw an opportunity, I capitalized on it, and then I started working on the thing we are working on.
Yeah, it's actually a very good escape from the fact that you are your biggest enemy if you just stick in and stay in front of the charts, right? Like you are more bound to like overtrade and tilt and do things you know you're not supposed to do. So if you have a method of pulling you out of that phase where you can actually actively work on something else, no matter what it is, for some people it could just be getting out of your trading setup and moving to another room, for example. But in our case, like we work in the same setup, so when we distract ourselves, it almost gives you an escape from actively trading when you know you shouldn't be.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why whenever someone asks me, why are you selling courses? Why are you doing this? I mean, then I give an example of Elon Musk as well, which is again a stupid example. I'm nowhere comparable to what he is doing. He like 680 billion of net worth.
God knows.
But again, like he sold his PayPal for like 100 million something. He invested whatever it was. He invested 50% in SpaceX, and he could have lived his life, enjoyed his life. But it's like having different goals. He's not doing it for the money. He's doing it for some sort of purpose in life. And for me, my purpose in life is to just continue working, having good goals, not continue working, but just having goals to work towards.
Actually, yeah, at least at this stage in our lives, I can say that. And it might not always be this way, but at least at this stage, it's the stage where you feel empowered to keep building, working, growing, and it's like you're not there where you want to be yet, and you know you have so much potential, so you want to build off that. You don't want to stagnate.
Yeah, and talking about that, the last topic we can talk about is that being open to change. Because I remember Monday is a public holiday. I remember 4 years ago when I started trading, any public holiday, I'm like, damn, I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade.
Yeah.
And in that moment, a lot of experienced traders, when I started trading, I used to look at the experienced traders, they are doing the opposite. They are like, we need the long weekend, we need the long weekend.
Yeah.
I want to reset, I want to reset. And I was like, why? Like, don't they love trading? Don't they like love looking at the markets or making money from trading? Why don't they? Why do they enjoy the long weekends? And now, after 4 or 5 years, I like long weekends.
Yeah.
So you have to be open to change. Yes, you are looking at the world from your perspective at this moment of time, but maybe at that moment of time, your perspective is going to change. And if it's not changing, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It's going to keep on changing. So at the moment, the priorities are for us, we are working on few things, trading. Maybe after I'm going to be a trader, at the moment, I feel like I'm going to be trading for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
Might change.
Yeah, and crazily enough, like and this is again specific to our situation where it's like normally I'd be super excited to. Of course I still am excited to trade every single day. I show up, I love it, I have a great time trading. I enjoy trading, I enjoy making money as well. But I also feel like when you have these off market holidays, I'm more excited to work on the project we're working on because that's a huge driving force at this point. So I feel like I have two things that excite me now. It's not just one thing.
Yeah. And where we started to where we are at the moment in the past like 5-6 months, it's insane. It's insane. Like what we have created, it's trading related. We can talk about that. It's a software, it's trading related. That's pretty much what we can talk about. But we have been using it personally in the past few months now.
Yeah. And I've noticed a huge change, just like using it, it sort of empowers me. It empowers me to be a better version of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are. So yeah, it's insane. We can't talk a lot about that, but yeah, I mean, it's insane what we're working. I'm personally using it as a trader, and it's actually insane. It's really good, and we are so excited to bring it out. But we have to still like there are a lot of kinks. It's still at the beta phases. We are like beta 40 now, 40, 41,
41.
40, 41. So 40, 41 beta apps on our phone. I have it on my phone. I can't show it to you, but it's insane. Like if I'm personally using something, that is it. Even if it doesn't do well, I'm using it. So
Yeah.
for example, I'm pretty sure it's going to do well because it's a really good idea and it's a really good product. But the thing is, I'm using it personally. I have stopped using everything else. I just use that. So
Yeah.
that is amazing. I think it's the same for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So saying that, I think we should end this podcast because he has somewhere to go. And as we talked about in the last podcast, that he's getting married, so he's going for wedding shopping now.
Yeah, a lot of wedding stress, I guess. It comes with the
It's like
marriage itself.
2 months away. Yeah, 2 months.
2 months away, and there's a lot of preparation going on behind the scenes, along with everything else that's going on in my life. Like, I feel like this is another huge aspect of it. So with a typical Indian wedding, we have a lot of wedding shopping and excitement and family and celebrations, and yeah, so super exciting times, but also super stressful and super busy. Keeps
And
me
comes with a lot of expenses.
comes a lot of
And that
expenses.
doesn't help with trading as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we are, I think, past that situation, but
To a large
it still
extent.
doesn't help.
It
It's
don't-
not
yeah.
like you want to make money from trading to pay for anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't help, right? You're like,
It's a part and parcel of the game, but it's a huge deal. So it's something that is very exciting for me as well going forward. It's going to be a big year, 2026.
yeah. Now we have the launch incoming as well. So in the next few months, he's getting married. For him, it's specifically a big year, and because co-founders. So yeah, the idea was mine, execution was his, and now I'm also executing. So it's like co-founder, and its dynamic is amazing, and I feel like it's gonna do really well.
Yep.
And if we just focus on all the fundamentals of launching it, I think it's gonna be really good. But yeah, saying that, I think this is a perfect time to end the podcast. Thank you for joining in, and we will see you guys next week.
Let us know what you want us to discuss next week. If you have any specific topics, we can always dive into trading related, not trading related. Yeah.
Thank you for joining in. See you.